Rolling.
Well, happy Halloween week, everyone. We're going to have a great show this week. We're going to cover a variety of topics as usual. So many, I can't even mention them. Well, I could. We're going to do a little bit of how you do a really quick mask when you have no time. Prosthetics, whatever you want to call them. We're going to cover J.J. Abrams' Mobile, or J.J. Prise, and we'll be covering the pointed ears, which I'm still working on, and some other interesting items that we will move on to right now. Okay, so I got to make these for Mary, and you know what? Our Halloween party is tomorrow. Yes, that's tomorrow, and well, we have another one on actually on Halloween, but I don't have her eyebrows, and she kind of brought it up last night. Gee, maybe we can't get this costume together in time. And I always say, bollocks. Some of you know what I mean, some of you won't. But I say bollocks because there is always a way. There has been many a times I've been on a film and they've come to me and said, Steve, I need you to part the Red Sea by tomorrow at 7 o'clock to shoot. And you know what? I'd find a way to do it. We all do. All of us who do this stuff. So what I'm doing here is taking some savant clay, Bell's Life mask. We should have one of Mary, but this will work. And I'm going to very quickly sculpt these, make a stone waste mold, and make them out of latex and paint them. And we should have something that looks like this. Well, a little bit of sculpting, a little bit of Vaseline, since I don't have the right solvent for the savant clay. The Vaseline works pretty good. And I'm getting a nice look here. I'm really, really pleased because I've only been at it about an hour, which is longer than I wanted to be at it. But you know what? If this was going to have to shoot tomorrow, I'm going to make it. I may be here late, but I'm going to make it. Dog. Rosie the Wonder Dog. You know your name, don't you, Rosie? Yeah, you do. Where's Mary? Where's Zena? Well, here we go. Back to the matter at hand. These look pretty good. I mean, they're not exactly the same as the ones in the movie because I don't have time to make them exactly the same. But since the costume is exactly the same, my Batman costume is my own take on it. Why not do my own take on this too? So I'm pretty happy. So the next step is to Vaseline all this up, put a little clay around it, and put some Ultra Cal 30 on it. Throw the Ultra Cal 30 mold in the mold, dry it out a bit, run some latex, paint these, we'll have them. So this is what I call a real quickie mold. And like I said before, we did stuff like this all the time when we needed stuff really fast for a film, and we needed it now. I've even taken the water and made it warm. Put some warm water in, which will cause the exothermic process to go much faster. So I got my Ultra Cal all mixed up, and it's pretty thin, good consistency here, and so I get a lot of nice detail. And I got my clay wall up, of course, to keep it going all over the life mask. And I'm going to brush in like so and get all the detail I can, and hopefully no bubbles. And I forgot to take pictures, I realize now. But I suppose I can frame grab some video. So we're going to blab that on there like that. That's really nice coverage. And we're going to let that set up. Stop moving, and then put on the rest and build up an even thickness. And now a little fiber, because this is going to be a pretty thin mold, so it dries out fast. And so I want to make it a lot of fiber to give it strength. I'm going to pull it off here. Hopefully I'm not going to have an undercut problem, but I don't think so. Worst case of worst, I could crack it right there because it would not interfere since the mask is split in pieces. It wouldn't cause a problem. Even if it did, I can drill tool it out. I mean, the thing is, there's always a way with this stuff. So it's getting thicker and thicker all the time. I'm going to build up some more over this. Usually I wait for the first coat to set up so the fiber doesn't go through. But even if it does, it won't interfere with getting a good casting. So I'm going to put this up because we are in a hurry to get this by tomorrow's Halloween party. Now, fortunately, my Batman costume is set for a sort of turtleneck leatherette or pleather collar is done. So we're going to wait on that a little bit to get hardened up. and then we're going to put on the bracer coat. Now with UltraCal 30, it goes off like pretty slow, right? So when it gets to be about this stage, then you can kind of go in there and smooth it. You know what? You're going to be careful because it'll still start to slide. You very carefully go around and kind of work it like this, the way I'm doing it. You can even take a brush to it, which isn't a bad idea because you can smooth it out pretty good. I usually use a dry brush like this because the dry will absorb some of the water out of it and make it kick faster. And there we go. And I got the SNG dug into it, and the date and the name. They work better than pens. If you remember, before it gets completely hard, use a pencil and engrave in what it is, and that way it won't wear off like it has in some of my molds, and you say, what the heck is that? The next step will be to take this off as soon as it gets nice and hard, which it almost is. Okay, let's open this mold up. I don't think I even need a hammer to get it open. Just my hands alone know how to do it. There it goes. Like that. See? Really, really simple. I'm going to flip this monitor around and make sure. There. Very, very simple. So now we just need to pick out the clay. And I do see a bubble there, but you know, one thing nice about latex is it patches really easy. So we're going to clean out the clay, and we're going to run one of these. Well, we're going to dry the mold out first. Now what I'm doing is taking a little bit of very wet UltraCal, and I'm getting inside the mold here, and I'm fixing bubbles. This will, when it goes in the oven, dry off. I use a little brush like this. There's one down here. I'll have to see if I can actually show you this at the angle I'm at. I'm going to get right up in here, and I'll go in that bubble hole. I'm going to take a little water I have down here on the brush and just sort of smooth that, like so. And that will fill in the bubble with the same material, which is infinitely preferable. Infinitely preferable, yes. And there's another bubble I just found up there. Okay. When you do things fast like this, you're going to find problems. I'm going to do this all the way around, make sure I got every single bubble, and then we're going to put this in the oven and run one. So here is our IV mold, and it's inside the oven, which is a air circulated oven, convection oven, which is the right thing to bake molds in like this for foam rubber and all kinds of stuff. It's set on convection, and we're set at 200 degrees, which is optimum, and we're going to bake this thing out for about a couple of hours at this thickness. All I have to do is shut down the oven after that and let it cool off, and it will pretty much get rid of all the water in there, so we get a nice coating of latex. That's what's coming up next. I started all this about, what time was it? About 11 o'clock, somewhere in there. Of course, I have been working other things while I wait for stuff to dry up and set up, and I've been working on the Eagle a bit. And it's getting late. Mary's upstairs, and she's working on Poison Ivy. And so am I. And so like I said, you know, here we are. You can see the green color it's going to be, the rubber, when it's finally dry, because it's dry in here. I didn't have any green tint, so I had to be inventive, and I used silicone tint, which didn't work that well. It's kind of spreckly, but it's a neat look. So plus I'm going to airbrush over this, but I wanted to start with a base of green. So we're drying it because the mold's dry and it's setting up really well. We should be able to pull this out pretty soon. Let's open this up. Big noises. Okay, here we go. I'm going to open this up. We're going to peel this out. The nice thing is we got this nice thin stuff up here, which is kind of like a blender edge. We're going to cut it off. It should just help me peel this right out of here. I'm hoping it's thick enough. It's all powdered up, real nice. So far, so good. Probably could use a bit more powder. Popping out here pretty easy. I'm going to get a little more powder on this. Rolling. Okay, a little more baby powder, because you know what, latex, and it's when it just pops out of the mold like this and it's all green, it likes to stick to itself real bad. So you don't want that to happen. Ooh, it's just so cool. We still had some bubbles in there. Keep up in the side here, but I'll be able to buff those off. That's one. Looks pretty good. I think it's a user. I'm hoping that you're actually seeing this and I'm not blocking. I am. I'm blocking everything. Here we go. Get over here. There. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, I think you can see that a little better. Now we can use a little more powder. Poof, poof, poof. Got that one out. Now I think we got this. It's pretty good. Now, trim it. See how it looks. And there we go, done in one day, and what's left to do on these is a little bit more trimming and of course the paint job. And I just checked them on Mary and they fit her perfectly. Ears, ears, ears. I've run the ear molds again for Tammy Klein and Glenn Campbell, and as you can see I got some really nice castings finally out of the mold. Not finally, but I finally did. The one thing that finally, I said it again, the one thing that I've noticed is that with the brushable material you can get bubbles if you're not careful, so I will be using the pourable stuff. I got the brush-up type polyurethane by accident. I meant to get the pourable stuff, but you can see how beautiful these came out. I mean, they're really, really nice. They're going to blend in really good, and I'm sure they'll both be pleased. Also, these ears and one other size. I have this very large size here. I have this size, which will fit some men and most women, and then I have some very small ones as well that'll fit children or women or men with very small ears. So we have 3 sizes of these true prosthetic ears made the way they're made for Star Trek that are available on our website should you be interested in purchasing a set. And keep in mind, because these are polyurethane, if you carefully remove them, you can use them over again and again, and they won't rot. Now here's a little project we did. This was for our buddy Ken Palco, who wanted a set of these ears and mounted in a shadow box with a certificate, and he wanted me to sign them. Now these are the new ears made from the original masters, made for the motion picture I did back in 1978, and these are cast in silicone. You cannot wear these. They are solid and they will last virtually forever. They are hand airbrushed and sealed with more silicone clear, so they should last forever. And of course this picture here is the first time we see Leonard since the TV show left the air walk on the bridge of the refitted Enterprise in my ears, so which is also what the bust is based on. These are in fact available for $200 plus shipping of $20, and we will be happy to send you a little piece of history. Hi boys and girls, we're having fun with Lou Del Maso's Aztec dummy vinyl transfers mass for making Aztecs on your favorite Star Trek vehicle of your choice. And I have to tell you, this is the most fun I've had since my mother asked me to pull up weeds in the backyard. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, there is a method to the madness of this that I finally am getting, and basically each one of these, and I know some of you are working with these and you read Lou's wonderful directions, and they actually are. I'm not being facetious, but they really do work. They really do make sense, and the pictures really help. But I know how a lot of you guys are. You're like me. Let's just get these on. You're doomed. So, do what he tells you to do exactly, and if you don't blame Lou. Now, the new material is quite good. I've left these on for a while. I did a test. Remember, I had that little section done right here. And, you know, I peeled them off. No residue was left behind of any kind. I was able to put them back on. These things are really, really great. They fit well. There really aren't any fit issues, and this is how it works. One of these pie sections is good for 2 pie sections on the whole. And as you can see, you've got a positive over here and a negative space here, and it alternates all the way across. So starting, I'm going to do start one so I can show you what I mean. It's very easy to do, especially after you get 2 sections done. So you can see how it's done. Then you can just copy that from then on out. You don't even have to look at his pictures anymore. And you know, it takes a little patience. It takes about well, what I've got done so far is about an hour and a half. Oh no, wait a minute, no, about 2.5 hours worth of work. Excuse me, Rosie. Get this to a point where then I can show you the alternate size. Now when you get to an obstruction like that nav light, you can cut that off. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, and then see, I'm going to look over here and I'll say, okay, so we need that part there, which is this part here. It really helps if you get the first ones done to see where it's going. Now these stick very well, but the nice thing about them is you don't stick them down real hard, they slide around, which I particularly like. And that's just about right. I'm going to get that a little bit closer there so it matches the other side a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good. Now that leaves a negative piece behind, like this one right here. You can see, and then these two here. Now where those go are, well, we got the big piece in the way there. It should go right here. We got the light there, so I'm going to have to cut around that. You'll get the idea here in a minute. So I'm going to just leave that way for now. I'm going to put this one over here. Always looking to make sure you're doing this right. Yes, I am. Okay, like that. And now this is the reverse piece here, and they match up to their edges. There's a step right there. I'm going to put it right to the step right there of the alternate piece, like so. These masks are great too. The thing I like is that several times I've stretched them when I didn't want to, and they go back to shape. They don't retain the shape you inadvertently put into them you didn't want. Okay, we got. So I need to know where this goes. So I'm going to go over here and I see this shape here and that shape there. I know this goes here. So I'm not looking at the pictures anymore, which is really quite helpful. It gets old looking at those. And then I'm going to pick this piece off here and bring to this and this. It goes above. Always making sure this one here. You see how they still kind of slide around? I mean, they're really nice. I highly recommend Lou's masks because they really, really work. I didn't like the way the angle of that was quite, so I just pull it up again. And they're being pretty rough. And they'll take a lot of brutality from modelers like yourself and me. And that's basically it. I'm gonna, I believe this goes here. And yes, it does. And so on and so forth. And you create the Aztec effect. You can see how the piece fits right in between those two pieces there, so you know you're right on the money. They just alternate. Now I know you've always wanted to see this, because you just say, well, you know, I'm just going to use the decals. The decals, depending on who makes them, are okay. They're quite good. In fact, on the NX01, they're really something. They really get the same look. But I tell you, once you've tried these, you never go back, because the look is just, it's so nice. And so these pieces go here. Really cool that all you have to do is look at the ones you've already done. Now I've gone to a straight line here, so I'm going to stop here, but you can see how quickly this progresses once you understand the pattern. And I'm not going to do any more, but you get the idea of how you create this. Now if I stayed at this for another hour and a half, I'd have the whole rest of this done. So again, Lou Dalmaso's Aztec dummy masks and vinyl decals. Don't forget, his decals are the vinyl ones that are on our big 66-inch Enterprise, and they're fantastic. Great stuff. Well, I've almost finished the saucer top. We got this section to do here and here, and then we got to do the bottom, which is not as difficult. It's right up there, but it's yeah, not quite as many. A little easier pattern. And then for the sides and the nacelles, basically what you do is you peel these off. You can't see them. Maybe you can see them now if the light hits them right. These are the ones for the nacelles. Basically, you peel them off. You leave the small parts behind if you want. You can use them to do alternates. And you glue them on there and spray some paint on it. Likewise, on the hull sections, you basically pull these off, which will leave the small ones behind. I'm trying to get some light on there so you can see the little details. And you pull those off, and you use this as you can see here, Lou's holding it backwards, sticky side up, over the various parts, and you spray through it. So that's going to make that go very quickly. So really the only really hard part is doing the bottom. I'm hoping to get some paint at least on the top today, so we can take a look-see at that, which will be really cool. But you will see that in next week's video, because I'm wrapping up right now on Thursday for this week's video. And as I said before, this over here will be talked about in more detail in an exclusive video, which we're going to start doing. If this is not for a customer, and this is for Mary and I, then we're going to do a separate video in each build, showing bit by bit, step by step, how it gets built. And it's a beautiful piece, and you'll see it all lit up. You've seen it in the pictures. You'll see it in action on video pretty soon, because it'll be done in a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to build Luna down here. And then, yes, we are finally going to build this, and I know this is going to make Kip Hart happy, because he sent me this over a year ago now. This is a very large, very accurate, very well made, badass Battlestar Galactica. But that will be our build after the Luna. As promised to Peter Green, I am promoting on our show this week the wonderful project Firestorm, which has a Kickstarter campaign going on. If you go to the link here, you can see everything you want to know about this project. It was created by Jerry Anderson, famous for Space 1999, UFO, that ship back there, and many other wonderful designs. The project was never made before he passed away, but his son is carrying on with the project and is going to bring it into reality with your help. Please go to the link below and below me right there, and check out the project. And even though they are a go, they're hoping to raise enough money to do an entire episode. So help them do that and go give them some backing. Thanks so much. And we're going to give Xena her lead. Xena, you want to wait for us? Oh, good God. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, I forgot. I have to have a leash. I don't. Start with those. All right, Rosie. Rosie, could you stop? There, that's beautiful. Take me in with you. Come on. Come on. Get that leash. Get it. Well, as always, it's been a terrific week here at SNG, and with Halloween coming up, it's been especially exciting. We really hope, Mary and I both, that you will have a great and safe Halloween tonight, because after all, you're seeing this video now. We were going to go to a nice party ourselves, and we will get some video of that. I want to remind you to subscribe to us. A lot of you have been, and we're really grateful for that. And before we go here, I wanted to show you a little bit of Martians Attack SNG. We have been working on it all week and shooting scenes, actual live action scenes, not just CGI and credit sequences, and got a little bit here. And I'm just going to kind of do what I did last time and show you on the screen some of what's going on at a very high rate of speed. There's this entrance shot here where Steve Neill himself is working on a model, which Bill recognized is not Battlestar. We changed that. Then we go down here and we've got some stuff going on here, and I talked to Rosie. Yes, that's right, Rosie, and asked her to go get me a tool, which she runs down the stairs to get, jumps up, grabs the tool, and we have a little scene missing right there. And then I'll show you this. What the heck? Oh, thanks, Rosie. What a good dog. And that's the only spoilers we're going to give you. So we now leave you with the photo of the week.